Alrighty, there we go. We are live. So, Lucas, have you heard about the biggest news on the internet? The biggest fight, the tail of the tape.
I mean, who hasn't heard about the biggest beef, baby? It's all about the bees. So,
Or the bees for the bees to bring the honey because we're bringing the honey. We're bringing the sweets today.
of course, we're bringing the sweets today, but bro, the bees is all about the bees. So it's about the beef, the billionaires, and of course the bees. So, of course, the triple B threat. But now, Mark, tell me a little bit about the beef. Who's that beef with?
All right. So we got on one side Elon Musk and the other side Mark Zuckerberg. They have some beef going on. Do you want to talk about how this started and why it is now escalating?
Of course. So basically, there was an internal document of Facebook leaked that they are creating right now their own Twitter competitor, which on itself is not a bad thing, right? But then in the document itself, in the internal documentation, they were basically saying it's going to be like Twitter, but it's going to be sanely managed. So instead of because basically they're referring that Musk is not managing correctly, as well as like there. I mean, rumors about it that Twitter is in a tight spot. It's leaking a lot of advertisers, etc. So and that's when the beef started. So yeah, and then like one lead to another, and all of a sudden, good old Zuck dropped the line of the century. It's like, go ahead, Mark.
All right, so basically what happened was Elon Musk, there was like someone who started a tweet thread, I don't know who it was, and then Elon just responded, all right, I'm down for a fight in octagon. And then basically Mark Zuckerberg was like, name location. Is like, fuck yeah, drops the bomb, is like, I'm ready, bro. So he just
That's
called him out. And I think it's like every fight. You have to see it in advance. Like, hey, what are the stats, Lucas? So let's fucking hit him with the business stats to all you listeners. So what we got here, Lucas? On the one side, we got Zuckerberg. On the other side, we got Musk. You want to take Zuck? I take Musk.
Of course. So Zuck is 39 years old and he's standing tall, 5'7". So he's not very
He's a
tall. That's like 171.
yeah.
That's 171. And Mark, what is Musk?
Oh, all right. So we got Musk, Elon, the CEO and founder of Tesla, Solar City, and now also CEO of Twitter. And this is where the beef started. He's 51, so he's much older. He's 6'1". That's 186, I believe, 187. He's South African. Now, Lucas, we talked about the bees. So what's the net worth? We got on one side, we got our Mark. He's at 101 billion roughly, and Elon at 245. I don't know what this is live stats from today. But we got that going, and then discipline, Lucas. What does Mark do? What is
Brazilian
he
Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, he actually in beginning of May he won two tournaments. He got one gold and the other silver in the tournament Jiu-Jitsu. And then we have Musk on the other side. When he was asked in the other interview, he was like, "Yeah, what are you doing in sports?" And he literally said, "Well, I don't do any sports. The only time I do sports is when I lift my kid up." So we got good conditions, definitely for Musk with his middle-aged body and never doing any sports. But he said
Have
he
you seen
dabbled
that
a little
dad
bit
bod?
with like, yeah, he definitely has one. He has that dad butt going. I mean, he lost like I think like 30 pounds over the last few months, but still, that's not getting him in shape, especially if you're playing any fights, any sports, like especially like fighting. Like it's such a difference
Yeah.
like between somebody who just like starts it and somebody who has like years of experience, like day and night. I mean, even like Musk, I think Musk says in one of his tweets, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do the walrus. I'm just gonna jump on him, and then he can't move anymore. But I mean, that's like the worst thing I can do, right? Because I mean, look at Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is jujutsu, right? And they want you to start at the
Yeah. Okay.
floor.
He's also white belt, so you gotta slow roll there. But he has a professional, obviously trained on everything. Not the funniest thing, what Musk said. How did you lose weight? And he's like, I'm just staying away from the delicious food. And now he's taking like two medications that help him lose body weight, basically. So he's not doing anything physically, and he called him out. So I think that's it's gonna be an interesting one for sure. Hey, also, Lucas, did you see the other stats I wrote in our document?
No.
Let's
Which
let's
one? Which
let's
stats?
compare Zuckerberg versus Musk in
Business
terms
stats.
of business stats, bro, and
Business
like
stats.
life
Well,
stats.
that's
Let's call them
general. I think
life
it's
stats.
yeah. Let's stick with
Life
life stats.
stats,
All right.
general vibe. Let's go. You
So
go,
first
Zuck.
category, Zuckerberg. We like it's like already a pre-match. So it's like who wins first, right? So age of getting the 3 comma status. So the B's, baby. We have Zuckerberg on the one side with 23. On the other side, we have Musk with 41. Now, Mark, to
Damn,
the
he
next category
really?
of
It's only been
how many
9 years.
wives? Well, 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
I
like
thought he was a
51, right?
billionaire already earlier than that.
No,
So
he
in
was
10
a
years, he went from 1 billion to 250 to
yes.
250.
Yeah,
What?
he did. Indeed, he did.
That
So,
is
Mark,
insane.
how many number of wives does he have? Each one of them have, or in their lifetime?
All right.
We have Zuckerberg
All
on
right.
the other side with 1, and then Musk with already 3. I mean, I don't know. Does that count as a win for Musk or for Zuckerberg? What do you think?
All
Is
right,
that
I think
a
it's an
win?
overall life. I think we got it's like a comparison of vibes here. We got the Zuckerberg, the good nerd, versus Elon Musk, the bad boy. He had like 3 wives, at least 6 kids. I mean, also have fun, super interesting. These are very powerful men, and they name their kids. Mark Zuckerberg, old school Roman emperors. Elon Musk, spacecraft. Literally, I can't even pronounce his name of this one kid. 12. I don't know. It's like airplane 12, I
But
guess.
is that true?
Fuck.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think that's so. I think it's true. I think they spell it out differently though. But this is the visual spelling.
Nice.
So I'm like, all right, I got a next category which I find interesting. So we got now hairstyles. All right, the big comparison. I got to see who wins this one. So we got on the one side Zuckerberg with your favorite Tudor's haircut, and on the other side we got the transplant slash glow up trying hot Musk. He's always switching a lot now. I think he got that going for him. I think Mark does not give a fuck about his looks, while Musk now I think is trying a little bit much harder than that. And then
He is for
general
sure.
vibe. This one is I think it's a tie. We got the down to earth robot Zuckerberg, and then we got Elon Musk. He's more like he's trying to be Iron Man, loud, and he is very very vocal on the internet versus Mark Zuckerberg is very very quiet. So I think it will be super interesting to see what the next steps are going to be. Do you think they're gonna fight?
I mean, I wish they're gonna fight, but to be honest, I think Musk can only lose, not only because he's gonna get his ass whooped, but in general, he's not in the shape to do any of it. I mean, there was a video of Dana White, like the owner of
UFC.
the UFC, basically saying like, yeah, I talked with them, and he wants to fight. Zuck says he's down as well, but at the same time, like he's a promoter, right? So he just wants to try to promote as any fight as possible, and he's also known on Reddit forums, like basically as a liar.
It would be one of the biggest fights, definitely.
Don't
in the
trust his
world.
lies. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like one of the biggest fights like in history. Like imagine billionaires fighting, duking it out in the octagon. But then also like there's interesting because on Facebook, like then. A journalist asked like Facebook, like yeah, so or Meta, so what's happening? What are other rumors true? And then, literally the comment is like, it's what they say. It's what they say.
Ballsy,
So
I love it.
yeah, he's definitely down for a fight. But yeah, I don't think Musk will definitely have an excuse. I mean. I don't think there's
We'll
gonna
see.
if they're gonna fight, that would be sick. I will definitely go for it. I mean, there actually are some rumors where, or actually calculations, because like they're saying, okay, so if the last fight of Mayweather made like a few hundred million, and the other one's gonna be 3x or 10x more, that people want to see it, so Musk could use that money to actually pay Twitter, like the injection that they need, right? So
Smart,
it's quite.
honestly, not bad.
It's kind of interesting to see that angle, and I had to laugh about it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think he's just definitely
No,
gonna
for sure
have a
not.
good excuse to fight. But I would
Oh, of
love to
course.
see that. I would pay for that.
Shareholders.
The-
He's gonna say shareholders. I can't do it. Sorry, shareholders.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that one.
Quick break in the pod. All right, guys. I want to talk to you about good gaming etiquette.
So, Mark, what is a good gaming etiquette?
Well, thanks for asking, Lucas. Good gaming etiquette is when you enjoyed a game, you got carried, or you had a great teammate, you just drop that GG well played in the chat and thank the other teammates for being there.
Ah, I see what you did there. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this pod, please leave a comment, share it with a friend, and of course, leave a review. And now keep enjoying the show.
All right, Lucas, I found in the sheet there's something that you have in there that looks super interesting, and this is in our space. It's in our backyard right here.
Yes. So, in general, I want to talk about the entrepreneur of the month. So, for me, so we are in the gaming sector, and for us, it's super, super interesting to see what other companies do. And like last month, um, basically, a company was acquired for which is basically all stats. They call it Porofessor. So, for those who play League of Legends, they all know what a Poro is. So Poro is like a little animal in the League of Legends universe.
Yeah.
Super cute. It's a cutie. It's a cutie pie. But so basically, why is he actually the entrepreneur of the month? So give me a little background. So Porofessor is all about stats. So you type in your username and you see like your kills, your damage dealt, your rank. You see all the stats that the APIs. So APIs basically the data provided by the game producers, so that other people, third-party providers, can do interesting stuff for the community. Now, they have now roughly 1 million monthly active users, as well
Monthly
as
or
on
daily?
sorry, daily. Yeah, they have 1 million daily active users. It's actually, so this is always changing. So I have one source which has 800,000 daily actives and the other one 1 million. So, but let's put it this way,
That's a
it's a
huge difference.
lot. Yeah. And
Yeah.
the crazy part is this guy is a one-man show. So this guy literally started by himself in 2017. He started the company. And so they got acquired by MOBA.
2017, that's not that long. That's 6 years ago.
No, exactly. So they
Damn.
got acquired by MOBA Network. So MOBA Network is a Swedish and like a company or conglomerate which buys like everything related to gaming communities. Let me
Is
just
it
share you.
is it venture back? Venture backed, or what's the status? What's the legal framework that they use? Give me some stats on that.
So you mean on MOBA Network
Yeah, what is it?
or
Oh,
Porofessor? Because
it's
Porofessor is just like completely bootstrapped. So they have no investors. He just like built it himself. Now I'll send you in the show notes. I showed you
I
MOBA
saw.
Network in general. So they have a market cap of 370 million. Now,
So
just
they're
for
on a
those
stock
people who
exchange.
exactly they are listed on the stock exchange. Also, Porofessor was bought for 50 million. The deal is basically 25 million in the first tranche. So basically, it's a consideration. The other one is based on the EBITDA. So if they hit the target EBITDA in the next 12 to 24 months, as well as like what I thought is super interesting. Like imagine it's a one-man show, and they made 12.3 million in net sales, and in adjusted EBITDA, they made 8.4
Yeah.
million. That's a lot. So operating cash flow was 6.6 million. I thought that's like
Damn.
mind blowing. Imagine it's a one man show. This guy has 2.5 million like in the company just on cash, just chilling there. And yeah, then he got
I wouldn't mind if I
approached.
had that, honestly. Not
Oh
bad.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I would definitely do that. I would definitely take that. And yeah, he got approached by Mobile Network. And Mark, if you can see in the links that I send you, one like
Just a
the
second.
financials, so quarter financials. So for example, MOBA in the last quarter, like March 2023, so Q1 of 2023, they made 57 million, right? Which is like a
In revenue,
16%
yeah.
decrease, yeah, in revenue compared to the previous year. And they're gonna buy Porofessor, which made per month like roughly 1.5 million in revenue. So I think it's like a really, really, I think it's super,
Okay, so
super
you have to
cool.
tell. It's super interesting, but you should also explain to the listeners because I'm guessing MOBA is also their main revenue source is ads. So tell the listener,
Yeah.
Lucas, how that is cyclical or how that works in general with
Yeah. So
quarters and year.
so basically, especially in the advertisement space, we always have two big cycles happening. So first of all, at the beginning of each quarter, at the end of each quarter, you have more fill rate. So what is fill rate? Fill rate means, for example, if you are able to showcase or sell, let's say, 100 Xboxes, that's basically how much space you have. But you can only get delivered 50 Xboxes, so you will only be able to sell or show ads in this case of 50 Xboxes, meaning you're leaving 50% of the revenue, potential revenue, on the table because you don't get that much delivered, right? So in the end of each quarter, you have more. So like, because imagine big companies, let's say Chio Chips or whatever, or Doritos, they want to do advertisement, or Monster Energy, and they were like, okay, it's the end of the quarter because they have budgets. Okay, let's blow out all the budget for this quarter. Then they will. That's why then you have their more increase of fill rate. Now, the craziest one is always at the end of the year. So at the end of the year, like the last quarter, people are normally like, because the company is like, oh shit, we have our yearly budget is like, let's say 100 million, and we still have 40 million left. So they're blowing all that money in the last quarter. And especially for products that are more related for Christmas gifts, so bigger ones, they're spending more ads there. So you can see there also in the revenue, it's way bigger, the quarterly earnings for the year, for the last quarter.
And this is also
like,
obviously related to consumer spending in general, right?
yes,
It is correlated. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I mean, in January, after buying all the Christmas gifts, nobody has fucking money to buy anything, so they're not spending any money there. So they're leaving. So as you can see, like in December, they made, or like in the last quarter, they made 82 million roughly, which, and then in March, like 57, like in the Q1. So you can see there's like the correlation there, but it's super, super cool to see that all the stats are available because they're a publicly traded company. So yeah, I really, really like that.
So
But I
it
thought
says
it was,
here the net income was only 402,000 in March. So is that part because of Porofessor? They had to
well, it's quarter, right?
finance that
That's the
deal?
entire. That's the
Yeah, I know. It
entire.
is, but it says year over year it's 93.68% down. So I'm guessing that's something to do with that, with the purchase, because otherwise it wouldn't drop that dramatically.
Yes, I'm assuming that
The ratio.
that's why it decreased so much because before it was like 4 million. I'm assuming that it must include already the purchase,
Yeah.
or at
And
least
net
part of
change
it.
in cash
Yeah, yeah, and
also
change.
minus 6.78 million. Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely because of the purchase.
But I think it's super, super crazy, and I can also see it in general for potential exit for ourselves. But hey, we'll see where it goes. Guys,
What
stay
do we have in
tuned.
common
We'll
with them,
see.
Lucas?
So we
Tell what
both
we
were.
have in common with them.
Okay. For those who don't know what we're building, so we have like a recording tool on the Overwolf platform. They're also on the Overwolf platform. We on the our side are just like focused on recordings, whereas they were like just giving all the stats. And as we can see, they clearly have more retention and more users, but we're getting there. And yeah, right now we are building also a strategy tool, so for Valorant, as well as Counter-Strike, and yeah, coming out with some cool new stuff in the next few months. We'll keep you updated. But yeah, so super, super cool. It might be interesting for all these gamers out there to see what's
So
possible.
Lucas, tell me about the deal. How was it structured?
Yes, so I mean, I gave already a quick summary. So basically, it's in two parts. The first is just the consideration of 25 million, and then the other one is based on like reaching certain EBITDA milestones, which is quite interesting. And out of this, out of the milestones, we also have like 10 million that they're offering shares. So that I think that's quite interesting because you can see that
10 million shares or 10 million in
no,
money?
up to 10 million in
euros.
shares. So
Okay.
basically, when normally what happens, so if you read about an acquisition, you think like they get cash, but most of the time what happens, for example, if Amazon buys you, they don't pay you in cash, they pay you in stocks. And for example, Amazon, so they have a vesting period. So for those who don't know what vesting means, let's say they buy you for 10 million, or let's say 100 million, and then vesting means after the first year you get, let's say, 12.5%. The second year you get another 12.5%. In year 3 you get like 35, and then the last year you get the remaining, right? So Amazon, for example, has a more towards the end. This is to keep the talent within the company, so they don't start a different, like not competitor, but something else to keep it inside. Whereas, as you can see here, just by seeing they need to hit the certain milestones of EBITDA, that they only have a vesting of maximum 2 years. So that's quite interesting to see. And like a lot of cash. Also because it's just a one-man show, right? So I think they can easily just change that. So I think that's really, really cool.
They can automate a lot. I'm guessing it's just a lot of processes they can directly integrate.
I mean, in general, I think it's a mind-blowing business because in the end, look at it. Nobody fucking will complain about the stats, right? I'm like for us, we're like, recording's not working. This is not working.
It's not
Exactly.
working.
Like fix it. Logins on exactly. We know the struggle of those users. Whereas on stats, which is super, super smart, you just type in your username and then see the stats. And if they're a little bit off, you don't know whether they're really off because you don't track yourself. So I think that's super, super cool.
Only thing you can't have a down. You don't can down period. If you don't have a down period, you're good.
Yeah, I mean you can just show the old data that you stored, and then say it's still upload. It's still loading. Cool. I thought it was a super cool business. Never thought about it. Like when we were starting our company, we were like, nah, stats. No, we want something. I want a social network.
We want something fancy. We want something sexy. Recording.
Exactly. But in the end,
network.
Data is king, and I think it's super attractive now. But we'll see what the future brings.
Agree. Definitely. You heard it here first, guys.
Always. But Mark, do you have any other thing you want to talk about?
Nah, this is for the next pod. I got something in the notes, so let's talk about the next one.
I saw it in the notes, and I thought it was super, super juicy. But if you want to keep it for the next episode, let's keep it that way.
I do. All right, bro. I'll catch you in the next one.
Catch you in the next one. Peace.